About yeah, defend him better, but it's not just on the guy guarding him. He had 43 points. He had 13 points off turnovers. He had 18 in the paint. He hit 3 pull-up threes, got to the foul line. But, this may sound strange, but he's going to get his. But you look at the third quarter, Mike Conley had 11 points, did not miss a shot. And Karl-Anthony Towns had 11 points, did not miss a shot. That's 22 of their 33 points in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Naz Reid had 14 points, 6 of 7 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. Those are the guys that we have to find a way to shut down. You can't, Ant's going to get his. He's just got the ball in his hands the whole time. But if you allow Conley and Towns and Naz Reid to have the impact they had, especially in that second half, that's going to make it really problematic. It's a 3-point game with 3:30 to go, and they go on an 8-0 run. So we can do a lot of things better, give him different looks. But I worry about more of the other guys. How can we take away Conley, Towns, and Naz Reid and not allow them not only have the impact, but those guys didn't miss. They didn't feel us at all.
He's a guy you were familiar with an architect of the Jordan rules, with Michael Jordan. Anthony Edwards clearly has some similarities. Is there a physical element that you could bring to that? I know he's big and strong, but can you take the game to him a little bit more, maybe try to wear him out, considering he's guarding Jamal, guarding scores on the point?
Yeah, we just watched film with our guys, and I think the common theme from last night was, and one, it's been now for, I think, 7 playoff games, or 6 playoff games, rather, not being ready to play. We've been down every first quarter, and obviously 18-4 last night is not what you want from your starting group. But aside from just the start, overall, our physicality on both ends of the floor. They're such a good defensive team. And if you think you're just going to be able to come down and run your offense, they're going to take you out of everything. And so you got to own your spot, be more physical, set better screens, hit bodies. And then with Anthony Edwards in particular on both ends, obviously making him work on the defensive end. And then offensively, once again, being more physical at the point of attack and giving him some different looks. So it's not just him getting downhill and getting to his spots so easily, which he had last night. So we'll definitely try some of those things tomorrow night.
You mentioned not seeing Jamal practice throughout the week very much. Is there any adjustment you think the team's going to have to make now that you've seen where he's at physically, or do you feel there's more for him physically that he can offer?
Well, I think that's to be determined. As the series kind of plays out. Between game 2 and game 3, there's 3-4 days in between games. Today, we did not do a lot physically. It was more of a mental day, a cleanup day, and owning the film. And it wasn't just defense. Offensively, there were probably 15 possessions where no one had any idea what we were in. Not organized, didn't space the floor, and you can do that against certain teams in the regular season. But against Minnesota in the Western Conference semifinals, against the number 1 defense in the league, you can't afford wasted possessions. But with Jamal, it's just kind of the situation that we find ourselves in. And we got off to such a slow start last night. I got him and Aaron out early. And obviously give guys, credit they came into the game and, change the script right away. Reggie, Justin, that was impactful for us. But, I think Jamal, you could tell, had some rust from not doing anything since Game 5. And that was, not very surprising, when you consider Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the first kind of real action he's getting is game time against that team and all the attention that he's garnering. So I have no doubt that Jamal will be better, come jump ball tomorrow night.
With those sub-patterns, which are a little different than usual, with Christian coming in the second, Peyton coming in when Jokic returned to the game, how much of that kind of has to do with some of the floor spacing to have MPJ at the 4 for a little bit? How much of it is kind of naturally shortening the bench a little bit? What's kind of the thinking with the way that you handle it?
Yeah, we're just trying to find a lineup that can give us the best chance to have success. And with the way they guard and how effective they are defensively, sometimes you have to put your best offensive lineup out there to give yourself a chance to score and to stay in the game. And obviously, I think we had 4 points, at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. So To say that our offense was struggling would be an understatement. And so Michael at the 4 allows you to try to keep them a little bit more honest.
What needs to happen in order for you to prevent the situation where the 15 possessions where you guys don't know what needs to change?
I think just myself, Nikola, Jamal, getting more organized, getting on the same page after made baskets. And then a lot of those were also when a play has been called and the execution was just awful. And it's not like these are plays that we just put in on the back of a napkin. No, these are plays that we've gone through and used time and time again. And for some reason, mentally, we just had, a few too many lapses last night. So just being more locked in, more disciplined with what we're trying to accomplish, and understanding why we're running certain plays, because it's how we're being guarded and how we can counter their defensive game plan. So just kind of being more sharp, if you will.
Do you like the shot distribution yesterday? I know Nicole likes spreading the ball around, but it seems like you get to be more aggressive as far as against Tom or against
Mm-hmm.
other guys weren't able to sort of get themselves free. Did you see some of the same thing?
Yeah, well, especially when you look at, this is what you love about playoff basketball. Every round is different. And so if you go back to the LA series, literally every time Nikola touched the ball below the free throw line, he was double teamed every possession until the last 2-3 minutes of regulation where they say, let's play him more straight up. Well, last night, that's what's great about game 1. You kind of reveal your hand. This is what we're going to try to do. They guarded him straight up majority of the night. The only adjustment they made is in the third quarter. They had Naz Reid trying to front him and to eliminate his catches, push him out a little bit. But if they're going to guard him straight up, he's got to be aggressive to score. And we showed some other things offensively that we can do against how we're being guarded, and to try to make them pay.
Nikola joked about cloning himself in terms of taking on a challenge with the bigs in Minnesota. He was being facetious, but is there a way to virtually clone Nikola somehow against the Minnesota bigs?
I'm not even sure what that means, man.
Be more physical against them somehow to get other people in, to do something defensively, to be a little bit of a break.
Well, there's only one Nikola Jokic. So obviously everything he brings to the table on both ends of the floor is pretty unique. And so obviously asking somebody else on that roster to go in there and do what Nikola does may be a stretch for some of our guys. But what's not a stretch is for anybody to go into that game and play with a lot more physicality, play with a lot more urgency, play with a lot more discipline. That was the thing that was disappointing too, was when you watch the clips, like they're going to score. Right? There's a reason they have scoreboards, like they're going to score. But, too many discipline breakdowns, whether it be game plan or personnel. Now, you can't go under Mike Conley. There's a reason Mike Conley kicks our ass every time we play him. You go under Mike Conley's screen, it's going to be a dribble left 3. And we did that too often, and just understanding the game plan better and the personnel that you're guarding better. But, yeah, I think overall that was a general consensus today was forget play call, forget anything else, man. Let's play harder. Let's be more physical. And obviously we did not want to go back to Minnesota down 0-2. And what you love about the playoffs is this. Last year we never lost a game 1. We only lost one home game the whole entirety of our championship run, and we never were down 0-1. Well, this year it's different. It's a different team. It's a different setup, and now it's a new challenge. So let's embrace that. We are down. Didn't want to be, but we are. So let's fight like hell tomorrow night and leave it all out there. And we know they're a talented team. We know they're a deep team. So we have to be at our best much closer to 48 minutes than we were last night. If you break down first half to second half, a tale of two halves, night and day. And that can't be the case against a team that talented.
Jamal talked about how it's only natural for a team like Minnesota. When you beat them last year, they're going to come back hungrier to take you guys out. This year, you brought up the Lakers series a few years back for your team. The motivation that came from that. That being said, you're on the other side of this. You're trying to defend the title. How are you feeling about your squad's level of hunger and desire to get this done?
Oh, I believe in it fully, but with that being said, I talked to our players this morning about how for 5 games against the Lakers, we were down every first quarter. And I think game 5 was the one time we won the first quarter. And then game one against Minnesota in the second round, we're down 18-4 to start. So do I believe that our guys are fully ready to give whatever it takes to try to defend our title? Of course I do. But at some point, man, you got to stop doing the same thing. We have to do a better job, and our starters in particular, Sam, have to do a better job of being ready to play and setting the tone early. What are we waiting for? I mean, now we're down 0-1. What are you waiting for? Like, we all know that going back to Minnesota down 0-2 is not the ideal situation. So I think tomorrow night to start the game, you'll have your answer. If we come out the same way, lackadaisical, not physical, not urgent, well, then there's an issue there, a deeper lying issue than just stopping Anthony Edwards. Where is that mental at? And I fully expect our guys to be ready to go tomorrow. And I'd be shocked if they weren't.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming out.